In this video, let's take a look at how we can create an activity from scratch and create a student template. So we're going to head back to our green circle with the plus sign and click and choose Assign Activity. We're taken directly to the My Library section. So from here, we want to go over to the top left where it says Create New Activity and click. From here, we're going to go ahead and give our activity a name and then type some student instructions. We'll talk more about student instructions in a subsequent video. Let's head down to the Add Template for Student Responses. From here, we can choose any one of the Seesaw tools. And for this example, we'll choose the drawing tool. Now, what we're going to do is create an activity and this template that students will actually work on. So what we want to do is start by creating kind of the background for the activity. So I'm going to choose shapes from this three-dot menu down here at the bottom left. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the rounded rectangle. And what I'm doing are creating a couple of containers. I'm going to have students make money and show what they know about money. So I'm leaving some room on the left-hand side over here for some clip art for coins, which I'll show you in just a second. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this as a container of sorts, not unlike what we saw with the sorting of adjectives and the different parts of speech in a previous video. So now what I'm going to do is right-click and choose Duplicate. And that way then I'll have two that are the same size and I'll go ahead and choose a different color for that one. Now I'm going to click on each of these and go to the three-dot menu that I see here, and I'm going to lock them in place. So I'll just choose Lock All. It allows me to lock the size as well as the location. So now students can't accidentally drag and drop these around, and that way they're more kind of in the background. Now what I might do is use a text box to type 35 cents and maybe move that over here, and then maybe do another duplicate here, drag this one over here, and choose 76 cents. Okay, so you can do obviously anything that makes sense for your environment. I'll probably go ahead and click on each of these, use the three-dot menu, and go down and lock it in place as well, just so it's not confusing for students and they can't accidentally move these things around. Lastly, what I want to do is upload some clip art that I have stored on my computer. So I'm going to go to the camera icon over here on the left-hand side, and I'm going to choose Upload. From here, I'm in a folder on my computer, and I'm going to hold down Shift on my keyboard and select these 4 coins and then choose Open. By holding down by holding down Shift on the keyboard, that allows me to select more than one at a time. So now I'll take these and kind of resize them and put them over on the left-hand side. And our nickel needs to be maybe a little bit bigger there. And then we'll do our dime. So now what I need to do is create multiples of these. If your students are older, they can duplicate the coins themselves or the whatever it is that you're doing. But in this case, I'm thinking about younger students. So I'm going to go ahead and right-click and choose Duplicate. The other thing that I can do is simply to do Command or Control D. So Command if you're on your Mac, Control if you're on a Windows computer or a Chromebook. And that allows me to duplicate as well. So that way I've got lots of quarters for the students to work with. And then same thing with the pennies. Okay, I may grab a bunch of these. And this is something that I would definitely probably teach to my students as well, the Control D or the Command D. Oops. Just so that they are empowered to create another coin if they need to. Oops. Make that go away. I think that was a keyboard stroke that wasn't right. All right, let's move these up here. And we'll do this a bunch of times as well. All right, I think we might need a few more nickels. Okay, so now we have kind of these piles of coins for students to use. So this can be our student template, okay? And what students will be able to do is come in and use that move tool and drag these to the appropriate spot in order to demonstrate their understanding of 35 cents and 76 cents. So when I have it all set up and I'm happy with it, I'll go ahead and use the check mark at the top right. And what that does is it goes ahead and it puts the student template right here. So this is the one that students can actually use. Now, if you wanted to create a multimedia instructions example, you can come in here. Don't forget that you could just do a front-facing video. So if you had an example of what to do on your board, or you wanted to just use the front-facing video to record yourself explaining and talking to your students, you could. In this case, we could also use the drawing tool and maybe just make a quick version of this. So instead of doing, two different amounts, maybe we just do the one, and then we go ahead and grab the coins again. So again, holding down Shift on my keyboard, or Control actually, either one of those will work, and then taking them and dragging them into the right spots. You could do this kind of a number, and that way then what you could do is actually create a video for students. So maybe I'll use this side as well to store my clip art here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So we'll do a quick Control Z or Command Z to do undo. All right, and then I'm going to do my Command D a bunch of times again. And because I have a little bit more room in this one, I don't have to worry about trying to pile them on top of each other. All right. So I'm going to move my penny down here and do Command D. So I have a bunch of quarters and a bunch of pennies. All right. Sorry about this. Edit bookmark. Edit bookmark must be Command D as well. All right. So now what I could do is utilize this environment to make a video for my students. So what I would do is come on over to the left-hand side and choose this microphone tool. And now it's going to let me record my screen. Okay, boys and girls, so you are going to make 35 cents. All right, so I didn't put the 35 cents here, but let's pretend I did. You're going to make 35 cents. You can decide how you want to do it. All you have to do is grab that move tool, which is the finger that's pointing, and bring in your quarter and your dime. That would be one way of making 35 cents. Or could you get creative and do it in another way? Maybe 3 dimes and a nickel, or maybe you want to use some pennies. It's completely up to you, but what you need to do is drag the coins into the appropriate places. All right, so we'll hit done. So now you guys, what we have is this video where the teacher has been able to demonstrate for the students what to do. Okay, boys and girls, so you are going to make 35 cents. So with this then, we're going to go ahead and use the check mark. And what we've done is we have attached this example here. Now that's not where students will do their work. They'll do their work down in the student template. So we'll take a look in just a little bit at what it looks like for students. Because we've attached this example here, we probably don't need voice instructions. So we can go on down and hit save. And now this activity is here and ready to be assigned to students. In the next video, we are going to take a look at actually assigning this to our class.